Well, it hasn't been long, but here we are again. Hello, hello. I am Ava Tanuki, and welcome to my second video on tabs. And, yes, I am introducing myself in a second video because the first one was, well, how do I put this? I just had a flash of inspiration, I guess. I just decided, yeah, I'll put out a video. I've been meaning to forever, and here we are, I guess. So it worked out. It all worked out. But yes, I have some revisions I want to make to my last video on the Super Peasant here. Some things that I did not think to do that would make a lot of sense. Some things that make a bit more sense than what I actually put out, but I don't think it was a bad video or anything. Anyway, also, I would like to note, before I get into that I am going to, well, I'd just like to say what sort of videos I'm likely to make on this channel and such. Mostly, I'm just going to cover things that look neat in video games I like. Mostly enemies, that sort of thing. You could say it's sort of a bestiary channel, you could say. I'll cover lots of enemies is what I'll do. Plus, maybe a few weird video game challenges here and there, if I'm feeling up to it, maybe. Those would definitely take a while to make. Don't expect me to make a video every day or anything like that. No, definitely not. But, I will try to put out stuff semi-frequently. Emphasis on the semi part. Emphasis there for sure. But yes, it's good to meet you all. Hope to see you again soon, and you all enjoy. So here we are back again with the Super Peasant. So last time, I believe I came with a pretty good strategy for taking care of him, and I still stand by that, but there were some changes I could have made that would be just a little bit more efficient. And one particular thing I definitely shouldn't have added in. So let me just get on that real quick. I still believe we need a distraction or two. Just one unit probably is enough, honestly. Actually, no. Not this one. Let's add something a little larger, something he simply cannot avoid. For instance, the Ice Giant. It doesn't need to be the Ice Giant, of course, but something that big would definitely work for our purposes. He'll probably one-shot in a single hit, and he definitely won't avoid hitting it. This means it also won't get into melee range or potentially move him around. Now, as before, we're going to need pharaohs. These will hold him in place as before and keep him from moving here or there. Try to make sure they don't place too close to the Ice Giant lest he hit them as well, or get distracted in their direction. However, I think adding poachers wasn't necessarily a good idea. Alright, they're under a legacy tab, I think. No? Yeah, I got it mixed up. They're under this one. Anyway. We want cupids, of course, in order to shoot him with those, but we don't actually need the blow darters. And here is why. As expected, the Ice Giant instantly killed. It knocked over one of the pharaohs, but I don't think he's actually... No, he's fine, more or less. They have held him in place, and now the cupids are doing their job. As it turns out, that is all we need to hold him in place. We actually do not need the blow darters at all. While they did hold him a little, they made him stagger, they don't actually stop him from moving as such. That's what the pharaohs and cupids are doing. So that is all we need to contain the Super Peasants. As for actually killing him, we have a few options there. And if I may recommend a few, I would say probably the Divine Arbiters are a good choice. Just add a few of them. The reason being they do a lot of damage, and unlike the poachers, they don't fire actual arrows to hit other people. Incidentally, their ammo is also one of the only things that can actually hit the Super Peasant normally. Oh, he killed one of the cupids. That stinks. And yes, basically they fire projectiles that will rain down light from the heavens to smite him. What the... Okay, well, they did catch him eventually, but that was not supposed to happen. Perhaps I shouldn't have put this one so close. I think by adding more units, I may have tricked him into going a different direction somewhat and then threw things off. But I'll just put his cube back here and it should fix it. Yep. That was what it was. He managed to hit the cupid that was slightly ahead of the others. And without that cupid there, we had problems. I don't know why he's spinning incidentally, he just seems to do that in an idle animation sometimes. Anyway, this is the revised strategy for now. As long as no one gets too close to him, it should be fine. Though I am somewhat concerned for... that particular Cupid is way too close in my opinion. Perhaps I'll... oh, wrong one. Perhaps I'll move them backwards? Oh, it's too late. They died. Well, regardless, the strategy appears to be working. As long as you don't let them get way too close to the Super Peasant and potentially... they actually caught him again, I'm surprised. But now... well, this does seem to still be working and they are further away. I guess this is why we have spare units in case something like this happens. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Goodness. Well, there's no reason not to go overboard. I mean, look at how much the Super Peasant costs. 999 money? No, we have room to improve. So I would simply say add more pharaohs. Maybe add another Cupid as well, just to be safe. That should be enough to contain him, and perhaps the Divine Arbiters is not the right call after all. However, there is another option you can use if you want to hold him in place. The Ice Mage is an interesting choice. I'll show you why. Oh, he headed in this direction this time. Interesting. But they have him dead the rights, thankfully. As you can see, one of their projectiles is going to hit him. Or so I thought. It barely missed. But it did. Yeah, you don't want the Cupid's lightning getting too close to anyone. Anyway, the Ice Mages will freeze him in place, though only temporarily, only for several seconds, but during those seconds he is completely immobile and cannot be moved. So that is at least hypothetically something you could use. As for actually doing damage, we are going to want a lot of distance hitters, I think. For that, we may want to turn to the Senseis again if they don't move them around too much, which Ice Mages could help with at the very least. But I think that's probably not the best idea, ultimately. There are many choices you could go with. Frankly, anything should probably work, as long as it is in fact doing damage. And is not getting so close it would perhaps get hit by him, or interfere with the shots of the others. That is my main concern, that would happen. But there are plenty of options, I think. Oops. The Divine Arbiters is just one I thought would be good because it seems to do a lot of damage, but it's not necessarily the best. Actually, here's an idea. Perhaps Chronomancers would work. Put them off to the sides. Goodness, I really don't know why he goes one direction or the other. The Chronomancers are already hitting him, clearly. But yes, their particular attack freezes you in time, which will also... well, it does seem to knock him around a little bit, but thankfully not very much. They also do plenty of damage, I'm aware, so hopefully this is a good option to kill him as well. It does seem to stagger him somewhat and make him knock him around a little, but it does also freeze him in place, so hopefully these two things will counteract each other, even if they are moving him around a bit. They're coming up on a wall anyway, so it really shouldn't matter. Though now I think about it, depending on the exact location you're on, this could potentially knock him out of bounds as well, which I would say counts as a victory too. Technically he is flying, but he can't actually fly in a vertical sense, despite appearances, so if he does fall off the edge, Super Peasant is simply dead. Regardless, I think we have successfully contained him at the very least. So I will leave it to you all to figure out what you figure is the best, most efficient way to actually kill him. But I believe this is working in a very unorthodox way. I think I've mostly just shown that there are a lot of things you can do. Some are more efficient than others, but all of them are very silly. And I believe that will do for now. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all again another time. Bye-bye for now.